know what I've been told.
I don't know what I've been told.
But Justin Bieber's getting old.
But Justin Bieber's getting old.
Same with Cody Simpson.
Same with Cody Simpson.
There are 4 beats in our name.
There are 4 beats in our name.
Danielle and Eddie Show.
Danielle and Eddie Show.
Danielle and Eddie Show.
Danielle and Eddie Show. Yeah, man. We're the D&E Factor.
We are here and we are going to interview Ken Tizzard. He is a Canadian musician. He performed with Thornley and the Watchmen, and now he is on his solo career.
Let's go inside and interview Ken.
We're now going to interview Ken Tizzard. So our first question is, right now you are on your winter tour 2013. How is that going?
It's cold. It's been very cold. Moving all the equipment in the winter in Canada is a bit of a drag. And dealing with snowstorms and all that is a bit of a drag too. However, when you get out to the venues and people want to get out and hear the music, then it's a bit of fun. So, it balances out.
Why do you like touring?
I've been touring for 20 plus years, and it's just become such a part of my life that it's my routine. I like being in different towns and meeting different people and exposing new music to new audiences regularly. It's a lot of fun. Coolest place. I don't know, whenever I get asked that question, for some reason, we played with the Tragically Hip years and years and years ago. We opened for them at the Air Canada Centre, and I remember that being an amazing concert for a variety of reasons. But the coolest place, I don't know. I've toured all over Europe and Australia and America and Canada. They're all pretty amazing places. I like going somewhere strange. I like the European thing just because it's different. The money is different. The food is different. The way people's attitudes are is different. So I like to experience that. Touring Canada is a lot of fun, but it's we've all got so much in common in the country we live in. It's nice to go somewhere different where people have different thoughts.
Where would you like to perform that you have not performed yet?
I haven't been anywhere sort of in the Far East, Japan, stuff like that. I'd love to do some of those places someday.
What's your favorite instrument to play and why?
Well, I think bass will always be my favorite instrument. I've played that for most of my life, and it's the most natural instrument for me. I do like guitar. It's a lot of fun. Pedal steel is another instrument that's really sort of stolen my heart. These days, I love spending time on the pedal steel, but my comfort zone is always bass.
What age did you start playing music at?
Well, I was in grade 9 when I started my first band with a buddy. And by the time grade 10 came around, I was in 2 or 3 bands and playing a lot, sort of doing school shows and parties and stuff like that. So I've been doing it for a long time.
Why do you like to play music?
Something, I don't know the answer to that question. It's just something I do. It's like breathing and eating and spending time with my wife and kids. It's what I do. It seems to be why I'm alive. So I don't know if I have a real answer for that. I mean, I love it. It's fun. The travel is fun. Playing for new people is fun. I really like writing a song and then communicating it to an audience and having them react to it. When people connect with a song that you've written, it's a really special feeling.
Do you write because you are inspired or because you think you need a new song?
It's a combination of both. You always need new music, but as a songwriter, I always write. I write all the time. I mean, in my car and at home on my desk and on the side of my bed, there's little notes everywhere. I'm constantly jotting down little phrases and recording little musical ideas on my phone. I try and make as much time as I can to get home and sit down with my guitar and actually write songs. I've been doing it for a long time, and it's just what I do. When it comes to being inspired, there's sometimes there's an event that'll happen in my life that'll inspire me to write a song. Sometimes they just come to me without me even looking for them. The idea of sitting down and feeling the need for a new song and trying to write something is one of the hardest things for me to do. Originally, when I left Thornley, that was sort of the main purpose for me, was to get focused on the family. And then when I got home, that's when I decided to sort of start doing solo stuff. it was scary in that, starting over is always scary, no matter, when you've got a band and things are really good and you're doing well, and it's like when you change any career, it's a scary thing to do. Sometimes it just has to happen, though, and for me, it was the right thing to have happen, and it's a long, hard road. But it's the journey, it's the journey. Someday, I'll be able to look back and it'll be part of the story of my life, so it's exciting.
As an artist, you have received Juno nominees, Much Music Awards, 6 gold and platinum records. You have played in major TV shows including CSI, Fashion Television. You have performed with other people such as Randy Bachman. What would you like to do that you have not done yet?
I don't know, actually. I stopped thinking about that a long time ago. There was a time in my life where I was always goal-oriented. I want to do this next, and I want to do this next. And that process started when I was young. I remember when I started playing bass, I wanted to play in a band, and then I wanted to play in a band that was popular, and then I wanted to play in a band that played in clubs, and then I wanted to play in a touring band, then I wanted to have a record deal, and then I wanted to have songs on the radio and videos and gold records and platinum records. And just in following my instincts, it all kind of unfolded. About 10 years ago, I stopped setting goals. The goals for me became more personal goals of like writing better songs and doing music that I truly enjoyed. And all the other goals, the sort of the fame and the rich and the awards and all that, they're great, but that's not part of my goals anymore. For me, it's living a good life, spending time with my kids, enjoying playing music with the people that I'm playing with, and playing music that I feel really good about. And if I can do that regularly, I'm meeting my goals all the time.
So how was it to hear your first song on the radio?
I remember that was with the Watchmen. We were actually shooting a video for the first single, and CFNY, which was The Edge in Toronto, or it might have been CFNY at the time, they were doing an indie spotlight, and they played one song from the album every hour for 12 hours. And we were on our way to the video, and we heard the song on the radio for the first time, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah, it was a cool feeling.
Do you have any advice for musicians coming into the music business?
The only advice I can ever give anybody is to do it because you love it. There's a lot of exposed. How do I say it? The television and the internet sort of show a side of music that isn't real. Like there's a lot of the big cars and the money and the shows and the touring and the airplanes and all that. That's real for a very small percentage. If you want that, you can pursue it for sure. But I always say play music because you love playing music. And if you do it for that reason, you'll always be happy. Yeah, nobody can let you down that way.
We would like to thank Ken Tizzard for letting us interview him, and we hope he does well on his tour. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you very much. It's been great talking to you. Thank you.